Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you all in the last session of the ongoing faculty development program on enhancing research paper writing and publication skills on project proposal writing for funding opportunities by Dr. Sonia Malik. Now I would like to request Dr. Akshay Jain sir for welcome of our today's speaker. Akshay sir,
Yes, ma'am.
please sir.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon to all. Today our speaker is Dr. Sonia Malik, ma'am. Dr. Sonia Malik, ma'am, currently serving as the Professor and Dean of Research and Innovation at VFGI, has held esteemed research and academic position across several countries, including Brazil, Republic, Australia, and France. Her research is primarily focused on advancing and sustaining the production of bioactive compound from plant through diverse biotechnological methods. Dr. Malik has successfully secured grants for numerous projects from various national and international agencies. Her contribution extends to regular publications in peer-reviewed journals alongside her role as a special issue editor for journals and books pertaining to her expertise. Additionally, Dr. Malik serves as an editorial board member and reviewer for several renowned international specific journals. She has also edited 6 books with Springer and elsewhere. In addition to this, she has published over 70 research papers and book chapters in top-tier international journals with impact factor as high as 10. Furthermore, her academic pursuits have led her to visit various world-leading cross-disciplinary research and teaching institutions as a visiting researcher. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you. Very kind introduction, Dr. Jain.
You can now start today's session.
So may I share the screen?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay.
Ma'am, a gentle request to kindly complete the session till 2:25 because of the validity session.
Okay, yeah. See
Yes,
my
ma'am. The screen is now visible.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Is okay?
Yes.
Yeah, fine. Okay. So first of all, I would like to thank all the organizers for inviting me to this series. And today is the last session, but we had a very nice and elaborative talks during the past 4 days. And this today my talk is just based on, it's kind of a summary for the all past 4 days talk. All the points, all the things have been discussed in detail, and we had the opportunity to listen to the very renowned researchers and professors and faculty members. And today I'll be talking on research proposal writing for funding opportunities. And I would like to make it kind of an interactive session rather than only the speech. So if any one of you have any query, any question, feel free to ask me or interrupt me anytime or at the end. So let's start. So first of all, what I'll be covering in this talk today is, all of you might be knowing what is research proposal, but still to explain what exactly it is in scientific terms or in common terms, what is research proposal, why we need to have a good research proposal, and then we will talk bit about what to keep in mind while writing proposal, what is the purpose of research proposal, why we are writing this proposal, what's the need, why we need to write a proposal, and what does it contain basically, and then what are the 4 C's in the proposal, and then I'll give you some tips for writing successful proposal. So my talk will cover all these points. I try to cover the different subjects or different things in this based on the last past 4 days lecture. So now let's start with the research proposal. What it is exactly? It is the outline of the research process that you are going to develop. For example, you have some idea, you think of some idea, and you want to do research on it. You have already the things, but how you need some funding and all, and how you would like to draft it. So it's the all the outline of the research process, how you would carry the research, what you will do, and why you will do it. So it contains all the things in your research, starting from idea till execution. So this is called the research proposal. And regardless of your research area and methodology, and in which area you want to submit your research proposal, either in physics, mathematics, sciences, art, or anywhere. Regardless of that, research proposal basically consists of three things: what, why, and how, and then expected outcome. Means what you want to develop, what you want to propose, and why do you want to propose that? What's the reason behind that? And then how you will perform it, how you will execute it, and what you are thinking to expect. For example, if you are think of some agriculture, if you will go to think of biotechnological area, and I think that if in my mind there is something going that I want to produce some natural product from the plant. So this is what I want to make. I want to make natural products from the plant. Then question arises in my mind, which natural product and from which plant. So then if I want to specify a little more, so I will point out in which plant species and which particular compound, and then why I want to produce it. If I think of, for example, I want to produce plant natural product, and I think of the changing global condition, and if we extract the plants, these compounds from the plants, we need to have a number of plants. That is not possible. It affects the environment, and then it leads to global warming and all other environmental crises. So I'm thinking to produce these natural compounds using various biotechnological tools. So this is why I want to produce, because outside conditions, these extracting these compounds are kind of dangerous to the environment. So I want to produce them in more eco-friendly way. So this is the answer to my question why. And then how I would perform. I said I would like to perform it with using various biotechnological tools, but I need to specify here which kind of biotechnological tool. For example, I'm thinking to use elicitor. So which kind of elicitor, either biological origin or chemical origin, and I need to think in my mind the specific elicitor I want to use and how. By using shaker, by using the culture, by using cell suspension culture, or by using the whole plant. And then what I'm expecting to produce these compounds under in vitro conditions by using eco-friendly approach, using different biotechnological means, and then their commercialization. So before writing any proposal, or I mean any proposal, it consists of these three components, and I should be very clear in my mind before starting any research proposal that what I want to do and why I want to do, how, and what will be the expected outcome. It's not like that I take any I read one paper and I like the idea, and I think it come to my mind like I would like to write a proposal. It's not the thing. You have to do all the literature search. You need to ask questions from yourself. What I want to do, why and how, and then what I'm going to expect. So all the research proposal, irrespective of their research area, as I said, and methodology, they must contain these three components: what, why, and how, and then expected outcome. So I hope this is very clear to now everyone. And then why we need to have a research proposal, because it is very important for the, it is vital component for securing the research grant in a competitive environment. Because as we know, these days securing grant for any proposal is very competitive. We need to make it quite appealing, because there are number of proposals in front of these funding agencies when the call appears. So they need to select, and there is a lot of competition. First, there is a screening, initial screening. They have different rules and different criteria. So we need to keep in mind the about our research proposal that if it is neatly, nicely written, then it can survive in a competitive environment. So this we need to keep in mind. And then another point is it assists researcher in project formulation, planning, and monitoring of the research. If the researcher is just formulate the research proposal, then it is very clear in his mind right from the beginning what he has to do and why he needs to do, and it will be very clear how he would like to perform. And then it will be very clear right from the beginning in his mind that why he need this project, and he could plan it very nicely right from the beginning. And then time to time the monitoring of the research, if it is already in the paper in a kind of a draft. So this is the second point. And then third point, the need for the research proposal is the quality of the project contributes to the evaluation outcome. Because if we write the quality of the project, the proposal is good, it reflects the project also, like how it would contribute to the evaluation criteria. For example, if we take the example of some project which is directly related to medicine area, and researcher claim that by developing or by formulating this kind of a product, it is going to it is going to cure the different cancer patients, or it will help in other diseases. So in this way, it reflects the quality. So in other disciplines also, it there are two different kind of research proposal. One is on the literature based or on the basic studies or fundamental studies, which in fact are also very important. We cannot ignore them. And on the another side, there are projects related to industry or the commercial areas. And in commercial areas also, the weightage is given more to the proposal which are related to the humankind or the benefit to the society. So we need to keep in mind while producing these research proposals. And so now these 3 points give the answer why we need to have a nice research proposal. Now coming to another next slide, what we have to keep in mind before writing a research proposal, which things we need to keep in our mind before writing. First, we need to identify the sponsors. And here, we already are aware in our own subject areas or whichever field you belong to, there are calls from different funding agencies from time to time, and they have a specific deadlines and all the formats to write. And then one option is like that. And another option, sometimes industries, we need to approach them. We need to write a proposal, and we need to write according to their demands. We need to search in which area they are working on. For example, if they are working on medicines or cosmetics or any other area, and you are having the some kind of a nice research proposal you think that they are interested in, first you need to talk with them and then identify with them, like if they are interested, if you like to search for them in this area, so whether they're interested. So after discussion, you just plan the proposal. And another time, sometimes they have also the calls open on their websites, like where they are willing, they are calling for the researchers from various institutes or universities who can help them in solving some research related problems or this kind of issues. So first, it is very important to identify the sponsors and what they need. Sometimes it's written on their web page, which subject area the calls are open. So first, read very carefully the instructions given by the sponsors and which area the funds are available. So according to that, you need to think and draft your proposal. It's not like you only think and any problem and start writing. First, it is very important to identify the funding agencies and your consumers, because funding agencies or the commercial industries, they always work for the consumers' need. So you need to identify what the consumers want. For example, I give you another point of from the cosmetic point of view. We have creams with the different SPFs for the sunscreen for protection of the skin. But now in the consumers, the problem, they are looking for the product, the cream which do not give any the residue on the skin, or which should not be sticky. So the companies needs this kind of formulation to put in the cream, this kind of how to formulate the cream without any sticky properties, or to put any kind of antimicrobial agents to protect the skin microbiota. So according to this, first we need to see what they want. According to then, we need to draft our proposal. And then it's very important to collaborate with different researchers from different areas before writing the proposal, so that it will enhance the value of your proposal. This I will talk later in my further slides. So this was the first point. And second point is, read and understand the guidelines properly as provided by the sponsor. So they have a specific format, they have the specific guidelines. You need to read it very properly before writing anything. You may contact them, they have contact number, and try to have as much discussion as possible. So sometimes if you propose your ideas, which you think the companies is working on the same idea, then you propose your ideas and they're interested and they may ask you to send them a proposal, even if the call is not out. So this is all you need to explore. And from the government funding agencies, there are calls from time to time, and you have to do that accordingly. But all these fundings are the very highly competitive, so you need to work very nicely on drafting your research paper right from the beginning of thinking of the idea, which idea, and who will be the direct consumer, who will be the beneficiaries of the proposal. This you have to keep in your mind to increase the chances of acceptance. And then what is the first page? Now coming to the different proposal contents. First, we think of what are the different proposal contents. Before that, we will just talk in short. The first page of the proposal always contains is called as cover page. It includes your information, all your information, your name, your organization, your contact details, and the title of the proposal that you are going to propose, date of submission, and any other relevant details. So you need to write it very carefully, very clearly. There should not be any mistakes in that, because if there is any flaws or any mistake, and it reflects your ignorance, and it will give the bad effect right from the beginning to the reviewer. So your proposal always should be free of any technical mistakes. Now, purpose of research proposal. What's the purpose? Why we want to write a proposal, and why the funding agencies need to evaluate it before they want to release the funds. The research proposal is your chance to explain the significance of your project to organizations you might wish to fund or otherwise support it. It's your chance. It's kind of you say like it's your chance. You are sitting in an exam, and it's your chance how to I mean to defend yourself. Like you want to bring this product to the market. There are other products also in the market. You need to defend. Like you think that you are in kind of in a court, and there are all judges and lawyers. You defend yourself how your product is going to be have more benefits or more superior than the already available products in the market. And before doing drafting proposal, you have to do all this bibliographic search and reading all things you need to read, and then it should be very clear in your mind. So it's your chance to bring yourself in front of the organizations to show that your project is highly superior, and it will bring this kind of stuff, and why and how. So this all you need to do just by writing, and it will demonstrate the quality and importance of your project, as well as your ability to conduct the proposed research. Because whatever you will write in the project, it will clearly depict whether you will be able to do the research or not. Because if your proposal is written very well, then it means you should that you have a very clarity. You have a clarity in your mind how to do the research and how to bring the fruitful results. But if the proposal is not written well, then it depicts that things are not clear in your mind. You just wrote the proposal based on literature, just copy paste, just like that. And you cannot write a good proposal until unless you perform a good bibliographic research, discussions, and all this stuff. Every proposal needs 6 elements: who, what, where, when, why, and how. And you always need to ask questions to exercise your mind. And first ask yourself, who is going to write this proposal? And who will be the beneficiaries, what I'm going to propose, where I'm going to do the research, and when I will do. For example, if we take the example of agriculture field crop. So on what crop I want to do, and where I will do, in which research station, in fields, in vitro condition, or outside condition, where and when, during summer season, during winter season, which month of the year, and why I want to perform, and how I will do it, how I will proceed it. So if these questions are clear in your mind, you will be good enough to start writing with your proposal. So if any one of this is missing or you don't understand, then it's better you do research, you ask question by yourself before writing anything. And now what are the different proposal components? First, we need to choose the title, then write abstract and go for introduction, explain methodology, write hypothesis, propose aims and objectives, what are your expected results, and then bibliographic references and Gantt chart and budget. In my next slides, I'm going to cover all these topics one by one. And if anyone has any question, just either write on chat box or just may ask directly. Now coming to the first point, how to propose a title. What exactly the title is, it gives general idea of the what the project is about. So your title should be like, by looking at this, you should have get some idea like your project is on this particular topic. It should generate kind of a curiosity about the project. It should not be very descriptive but elusive, which give all the idea or information what your project is about. And at the same time, it should not be very long, as in yesterday and the day before yesterday we are hearing from different speakers. And then it should catch people's attention. So it's kind of a trick of the good combination of words. So by looking at the title, people they should have, it should have, this title should have create the curiosity in them. Oh yes, the title looks very nice. I need to write this whole article or whole this proposal. So this you need to spend some time to think about it. And in short, we may say the title should always be concise, but at the same time informative, and it contain keywords to just so that we can get idea about the project. So it contains the keywords which are going to be used in the project. By looking at simply at the title, one should come to know what this project exactly contains. And next is abstract. Abstract, or sometimes in some of the formats is written as summary also, and it concisely explain what will come in the project, what you have written. It contains brief summary of the project and its rationale, objectives, methods, and outcome very clearly. And here abstract should be during the abstract writing, we need to take care of word limit very well. And most of the times the word limit is between 250 and 300, and in rare cases it's more than 500. So just in 250 words, it you need to write the abstract that it depicts everything about the project, because your first point of in the preliminary screening, title and abstract will be noted by the reviewer or even the higher authority. They don't have the time to read the full proposal. Just by looking at the abstract, they will select like they would like to go in further for the whole project reading or its evaluation or not. And it should be free from any English or grammatical mistake. It should give a very nicely all the idea about first start writing. It's not kind of information. We should not start with the line phrasing like these days cancer diseases are very, well known, or they are expanding very uh, largely. It's not the case. We should not write these kind of phrases. It should that straight away focus on your project. Like this study explains about the formation of nanoparticles or this kind of a stuff. And then what's the rationale behind it? And what are your objectives? Just in one, what method you will adopt it will be you are going to adopt. Like by adopting this particles, you are going to synthesize the things and something like that. And then what outcome you are expecting, it should be very clearly written. So just in 8 or 10 lines, it should give all your project idea, and be very careful not to commit any mistake while writing the abstract. And I would advise to read it 8 to 10 times and time to time to read the abstract. And sometimes researchers, the people, they write abstract in the beginning, but most of the time I have seen, or even with my experience, I always prefer to write the abstract at the end of the project. At the end of the paper, when you have written already the introduction, material method, outcome, everything in detail, you have very clear idea. And then at the end, it is very easy to write the summary as compared to in the beginning. No doubt you can write in the beginning as well, but in this case, I suggest to read it time to time. And every time you will feel that you are making more refinement. So take your time to write the abstract 8 to 10 times. You should read and then even try to do small changes, and then you will see at the end come out very nicely. And then now coming to introduction. Introduction basically contain topic area. First, you need to start with the area you want to show, and then research background on that area, which kind of research is going on, and then already available knowledge having significance to that research, and then what are the research questions and how the past research is insufficient and at addressing this problem. You say that there are already the research has been done, but this thing is lacking. So I am proposing to perform my research. For example, again coming to some biotechnological problem, I would say that I want that there are many reports on raising of plants without interrupting the environment under in vitro conditions, but there are no reports on production of natural compounds under in vitro conditions from this plant species. So my idea will be, my objective will be to raise the plants and to assess their potential for the production of natural compounds under in vitro conditions. You need to define your solution vision statement of the project. It is very important. And as we just listened 2 days ago about the this formulation of the project, like introduction begins with the general statement of the problem area. You can start with the general statement and then focus on a specific research problem, followed by the rationale or justification for the proposed study. What introduction includes? It contains purpose of the study, why we want to do it, what is our objective of doing this. This may be general or specific, and rationale of the study, which clearly indicate whether it is worth doing it or not. And then major issues and problems to be addressed by the research. State the hypothesis of the study, but be aware of the limitation and boundaries of the proposed research also, so that you can provide the clear focus. So you always feel very clear. You need not to manipulate or exaggerate the things. Just be clear in your ideas or what research has already been done. But if I propose this, these may be the boundaries and these are the limitations. So you need to keep in mind that also. So in that way, the evaluator will come to know that you are already aware about the field. It's not like you need to give always the good part of your things or the proposal. You need to see the other side of the story also. So here you will not lose your points. Rather, it will give addition to your points because it depicts that you have already searched the good literature. You are clear about the everything. Now coming to the objectives of the study. Objectives should be stated very clearly. It should be very clear in your mind whether they will be, it's not very ambitious, and you should be clear in writing the objectives whether they will be you will be able to finish it within the written time frame, like 1 year project or 3 year project it is or 5 year project is. According to that, you need to frame your objectives. It's not like you are very ambitious and you write that I will make the model of this robot, but by looking at the, it's understood within 6 months. If it is a 1 year proposal, so it's not a kind of a thing that will be achieved. So it should be realistic, just not depending on your thoughts. You write anything, just see the feasibility, and it must be measurable. So think see everything in your mind and look at the literature, draft the figures, see the data, and all. Based on that, you do the objectives of your study. Because again, in future, these objectives, they may sometimes give negative impact on your further extension of the project, because if you are not able to achieve the objectives well in time, then, and if you are asking for the extension, and it give kind of a not a good impact. So if you know that but if there is a lack of 2 or 3 months, getting extension is not a problem. But if all your objectives are not you are not able to finish, then rather it will create problem for getting extension. And second time also, if your proposal goes to the same evaluator or most of the time in the same agency, or it will not give good influence. So try to make the objectives which are feasible within the given time frame. So don't be very ambitious. Just write the things which are possible based on just looking at the literature, your discussions and all. And then next comes literature review. What is the aim of literature review? It is written to provide adequate background information on the research which you are going to propose. And with this, the evaluator come to know that which kind of a research is already there, and it will be clear in your mind also that already this research is available in this area, and I need to perform little higher to make enhancement in the product or to bring the another product. So you need to, and to how to perform it, all this information you may get from by searching at the literature. So it should be very concise, but at the same time it should be properly written by citing the recent references also and relevant references also. Relevant means it will not matter it's recent or not, but it should be relevant. Even if it's 1990s also, not a problem, but it should be relevant. You must cite that literature. And then it should be brief and indicate relevant related research that had or being conducted by giving proper references. And if you are giving your statement, then no need to cite the literature. But if you are writing something which is already known and which is a well-known thing in the past, some phrase like the cell theory or something, you need to cite the reference. Now, the literature review serves different functions. It gives credit to those who have laid the groundwork for the proposed research. So, for example, you want to know the biological properties or antimicrobial properties or anti-cancer or antioxidant properties of some compound, but it are it has already been done in another plant species, or the microbial species you are taking into account, they are different from the other the research on which the already research has been done. So it will give the due credit who have invented the technique or the spectrophotometric method or whichever method you're going to use. They have already did number of years the research on this, so you already have the groundwork they have done. So based on that, you can improve your method or you can do in another plant or another model or whatever. So it give credit to the people who have basically put their give their inputs, and it demonstrate your knowledge of the research problem. So it will also give, like, if you are writing the this literature in a good way, in a nice manner, then it depicts that you have knowledge of the your research problem. Like in the past, this research has been done, but there are these kind of lacunas. I need to fill it. So it gives your knowledge also. And third point is it depicts your ability to critically evaluate relevant literature information. Which kind of relevant information is already available? And for example, if you want to do some research, you have got some idea, but that research has already been done. So then there is no need of repetition. So it gives you chance also to see whether this research has already been done or being performed. If you see that the papers are they're coming from this area, so you need to see which how they are doing, and I need to do it or it's already been done. And it also shows your ability to integrate and synthesize the existing literature. Either you combine or you prove it more in another model, as I mentioned. It also provides new theoretical insights or develop a new model as the conceptual framework of your research. And it also convinces your reader that your proposed research will make a significant and substantial contribution to the literature, that it will add the value to the literature also who's going to read. Now, next title or the next subtitle is methodology. It gives you detail about how you will conduct your research. It is one of the very important part of the project because it only shows how realistic you are in writing a proposal. It is feasible or not. If you have a good, you have read the literature very properly, only then you can be able to this frame the methodology. So it includes your study design, how you are going to perform, your methods you are going to plan, and which activities you will plan to undertake to complete this project. And it will also show in front of the research committee that how you plan to tackle your research problem. It will provide your work plan. It will and describe the activities necessary for the completion of your project. So always lay emphasis on the methodology, take time, and then write only by taking the references from the literature, and then which kind of a technique, and give even the very specific information, also details. For example, in chemistry we use LCMS, HPLC, TLC, all these techniques, and it is important to give the specification of the columns we are going to use, and which pressure, which temperature. So it is very important, and that you give only if you have did a good bibliographic research. And then method section consists of study design, how you are going to design your study, and then research location, on which part you are going to do your research, in the lab or in field or which area. And then what will be your study material or the samples, how you are going to procure them, what will be the size of your sample, and then how you will analyze your data and interpret them using different software programs. You need to mention all the details about it, and you need to consider the ethical things also, ethical concerns, if any, if we are using the animal based or human sampling or this kind of material. You have to keep this thing in mind. So research design or approach is appropriate for the stated objectives, and do not assume that that reviewers are familiar with the techniques to be used in your study. You may think that I need not to give these small specifications because it's very common. It may be common to you or the people who are working in your area, but keep in mind that reviewers are sometimes interdisciplinary. They may be from the different fields. So your proposal should be like that. It gives all the details necessary to perform the research. Even if someone else want to perform the research, they should have all the methods. Keep this thing in mind. For you, maybe this may be the minute thing, little thing, but for the reviewer, he may get confused and he will not come to understand like what specific conditions you are going to use and in which area you are going to use. So try to write each and every simple things, and methodology part may be the biggest part in the proposal. It, depending on the proposal length, for example, if it is 10 pages, then you can spend nicely 3 or 4 pages, at least 3 pages on methodology. Even if you may give the schematic diagram also to explain the things, it will also enhance the chances of approval of your research problem. Give a plan very nicely by making the chart or some diagrams to make it understandable, and provide a brief description of the study location, study design, or flow of activities by using flow diagram or this kind of stuff. And then in this you have to give the plan also in the project by including the time frame. Time frame, you should include time for purchasing or procuring the consumables also, and facilities required to conduct the study, and analysis of data, writing up of the project report also. And plan is can be nicely given by using the Gantt chart. And here the activity schedule is essential for affecting monitoring of the project. So it should list the time frame for major activities and include milestones as well. And as I mentioned, during the time frame, like you may mention first quarter, like you may see in this figure, like either you mention the months or simply write first semester, second semester, or 1 quarter, second quarter, third quarter, or 1 year, 1 year, 2 year, two, depending on your project duration. And then in process, you may write like planning, execution, procurement of material. If you want to order some seeds or some instrument or some things to perform your research, keep those things in, add those things in your time frame, so that by the end of the project, it's not like you get the for example, in the beginning you get the grant and you don't have the things in place. It's obvious, because when the grants are released, you will have money, you are going to purchase them, and it may take 2 to 3 months. So in your time frame, always make some time period to procurement of materials and just preparation of the things, glassware, etc. All you may write 1 quarter, or 1 semester, 2 months, 3 months, depending on your you think it's possible, depending on what you decide. And then an effective way of plotting the activity schedule is by using the Gantt chart, as you can see in this figure. And here at the end of the, if you think that your project is for 2 years or 3 years, by the end of the project, you may keep one semester for writing of the project or reading of or publication. Towards the publication of the paper, you may give take some time for that. So it all depends on your need or how you going to work it. But you have to mention it because at the end of the project, you need to give the accountability, like how you invested the money. And here, if you want to keep some manpower, that we will talk later in the budget. But here you need to mention each and everything, how you are going to plan and how you are going to perform all your studies in which month, and if you are going to sow some crop which is possible only during the months of the summer, then rest of the year is free. And in the subsequent summer, you are going to repeat the experiment, then you need to mention that from July to September or August, you are going to sow the crop. And during the other time, you may do some experiments in the labs. Or if you have field visits or whatever you want to give. I'm just giving you examples from the biology, being from this side, but you may correlate it to your field if you are from other background or the areas you are working in. And then now coming to the budget. It is an essential request for an adequate budget to carry out the study you are planning to conduct. Because after all, what your purpose is writing proposal and all planning, writing literature, looking, finding all stuff is just to acquire the funding. And for funding, you need to show them the budget, like why you want to do this and how much you want. So for this also, you need to do the Google search too. If you are asking for some, sorry, the instrument or some chemicals, you need to look for their price and all. And you need give specifications, like if you want from sigma and all the high purity, they're expensive rather than those. And you need to mention the needs of high quality chemicals, why you want during methodology or somewhere. If you are using the chromatography or HPLC, you need to mention that you need 99.9% pure compounds. So in that case, you need to look for the Sigma or other Aldrich or these companies where the chemicals are expensive. Otherwise, you may buy from the local market also if your purpose is solving, like you are in the tissue culture you are using, and it will not affect the quality of the product or the outcome, then you may ask for the local market. But it all depends on needs. You should be clear in your proposal why you are looking for the high price chemicals if at the in the market the same chemical is available at the low price. So you need to give all the accountability. So as I told you, like there are judges, you need to argue them like a lawyer. You need to defend your case. So take all the points first in your minds, then try to write for getting the funding, and then give appropriate estimate of the cost depending on the different areas. For example, you want to travel to collect the samples or for participate in the conferences or working in another lab, you need to mention all about this in the budget plan. And then buying of the equipment, transportation, consumers, consumables, salaries, services, repairs, etc. And you may divide your budgets in different subheads, because these consumables and all, they will not be, they come to the different budget heads. Then manpower and services, repairs, etc. You have a different budget line, and going to attend the conferences and all, you need to give the budget line for that all. And then provide justification, especially for the costly items, like why you want to buy this, what you will do. And if you don't buy it, you won't be, you can't you be able to perform your project and what. So you need to give the justification. And if it is already available in your institute or in area close to you, then why don't you go there and collaborate with them in do. So funding agency, if they give the grants, they keep all these records, they have everything in their files, and they just want good justification why you need. Because if you want to perform or use that costly or expensive instrument to for your routine analysis and all, then it's obvious, like it's very important for your project, and without that you cannot go for further analysis. So in that case, it gives good justification. And then research team, and this is also one of the very important part these days. like how to find the good collaborators rather finding collaborators. You need to identify the expertise required for your research. For example, because if you think of proposing a proposal just only related to your background or your area of expertise, it will have little less chances of acceptance as compared if you propose any research plan which involve multidisciplinary research. So you need to identify the expertise which may be available to you or help you, and then you can talk with them and have discussion with them, involve them in the project, and then include the curriculum vitae of all the key collaborators including yourself. And before writing the proposal, even you take the agreement from the participation by team members in writing, so that they should be actively involved with you during the execution of this research, and then ensure adequate expertise and sort out the responsibilities of all the researchers. Even you need to clarify all these in your research proposal also, like why you need to collaborate and in which area they are going to help you. For example, if you have written 4 or 5 objectives, you may say in objective 1 it will be done in my lab, and in the another objective, to perform this objective I will be taking help from this collaborator, and I'll go there and perform research, or we'll do by discussion or something like that. You need to specify and justify their skills, and it's very important to perform this kind of research by involving these collaborators. This was all about the different components of the proposal. The main components of the proposal, I talk all the components which are generally written, keeping in mind to the proposals from different funding agency, but time to time they have a different formats, but it may change, but the main things, the main headings, they are these only. And now to go a little further, let's talk more about 4 C's in the proposal. What are the 4 C's in the proposal? Clarity, that it should be very clear. You should have a clear idea about the research, what you're going to perform, and it should give a simple message. It should not be very complicated, and it should be consistent message to break through the myriad of communications, and it should be comprehensive enough, give the full understanding, and it also should give the credible in your customer's mind. You need to think like what is the market? If not market, if there's some basics or fundamental, then how it is going to give the benefits? Who are the beneficiaries? Why it is important? It's very important to think the advantage, the purpose, and then competitiveness. Your idea should have a competitive edge. So these C's, they help you focus drafting and revision process for any application. And it aim to describe your research project so that it is intelligible to an interdisciplinary review panel. Because the reviewers, they may be from different backgrounds, and then for example from the science background, but science contain different fields: physics, chemistry, biology. So your proposal should be like that. It should be understandable and comprehensive enough to the general reviewer. And in the summary, sometimes they ask for writing a layman summary also, so that it should be understandable to common person also. And then what is an effective proposal? It comes to our mind, what is an effective proposal when we think of writing research proposal? That your research proposal should make crystal clear 3 main things. What are you doing? I am giving emphasis right from the beginning, from the second slide, that all the proposals, they contain what, how, and why. What you are doing, how you are doing it, and why it is significant. It is even a good idea to open the proposal with a lively summary paragraph, so that the answers of all 3 of these questions, by giving answers to all of these questions directly. So that will be the effective proposal. And now I give you some tips for writing successful proposal. Like, focus on the users immediately. Whatever you want to write or think of the beneficiaries, who will be the users, what is going to give the benefit of, and engage the readers right from the word one. It will not like from the beginning, like if we did some kind of a novel, and then it should not be boring or kind of uh, away from the subject. Right from the beginning, right from the word one, try to engage your readers by giving proper words, clear words, and nice vocabulary, and then emphasis on your discussions, like what the past research has been done, why you are, and what's their lack, and then how you are going to fill that hole. Then stay on the topic at hand. Do not go here and there talking about, if you are talking about global warming, do not move abruptly to the agriculture, to chemistry, to physics. Just stay on the topic, particularly what exactly the global warming is, why it is, just you may start with the general area, then come to the specific area, but try to keep on the topic. Don't go away from the topic. And then pay attention to the clarity. Try to read it, write the lines, try to make a coherence between the paragraph. Like your proposal should be kind of a novel, like you think that you are watching some movie, or when the reader it start, it should your proposal should bring curiosity, so that reader is bound to read all the proposal. This much of curiosity should be there in your proposal. It should be very interesting. So then it's at the same time it should be very clear enough, with good scientific words and not common language, not the very flurry in sentences. And then keep your language easy to understand and focus on the value of the solution. First, you define the background, general area, then you come to the specific topic. Then you explain about what are the problems, and then how to solve this problem. You have got the solution. By performing this research, you may bring out this solution. So give emphasis on the solution. By doing this can be circumvented, or this can be performed. So you have to keep this in mind. And then how to present the proposal. Sometimes we need to present the proposal also. We have given a one hard copy, but the funding agency sometimes they select some proposal or give chance to everyone to just come and present your proposals in PPT. Then here, what you need to, how you make the slides. Take one slide for the title or the topic, and then research problem and its justification. You may cover it in one or two slides, and then research aim. What will be your aim, objective, and question or hypothesis. It should be of one slide. And then research method and methodology. It may be of 1 to 5 pages, slides, sorry. As I mentioned already, that this is the main part of the proposal. You need to give emphasis on the methodology, and that should be clear only when everything you have, read very nicely. You are very clear in your, it's very clear in your mind. Then you will be able to draft this methodology in a very clear way. So take your time on this, because it will only reflect you the realistic way. No matter you will be good in searching and all, you write a good introduction, you have proposed a good literature. But if your methodology is not good, that means everything is in papers, your research is not realistic, you are not going to use the funds very effectively, because things are not clear to your mind how you are going to perform it in a real way. So this all based on the bibliographic research you have drafted the proposal. It should not look like that. So based on the method and methodology, also reviewer will come to know how much it's clear in your mind. Will you be able to perform the research or bring the outcome, or take this assignment effectively, able to conduct the research and give the outcome or not. So take time and prepare 1 to 5 slides on this. And same in the research proposal, it should be the biggest part, and you need to give each and every specific thing. And then summary or statement of proposed outcomes of the research in one slide. Like if you are able to perform this research, what outcomes you will be expecting, what you will achieve. So, and in your, then here you may also mention about the publication also, patent also related to this, and then in the what some product or whatever you are going to expecting. Then to summarize all, in the proposal you have to explain the project background. First, you need to explain the background of the project, what you are, not the problem you are going to take, and then present a solution. After that, you define the project deliverables and goals, what you are going to deliver and what will be your goals, and what resources you need to perform this research. And based on that, draw your conclusion and know your audience, and very important point, be persuasive. So when you keep all these points in your mind while drafting a proposal, so you can have a quite bright chances to get the funding. Now, just one slide on common errors while proposal writing. So I have already given you the tips, but there are sometimes we commit some mistakes, or like we think that we need to propose everything very nicely, or different, very nice objectives which look very good enough. And we propose sometimes we become too ambitious and propose too broad objectives, and I mean, it looks like they won't be able to finish within the time frame of the project. You need to see the feasibility also. You need to be see whether it I would be able to perform it or not in this much time frame. It's not like by writing it, it looks nice, and my proposal will be accepted. Like I will make a drug against COVID. So it's not a 1 year project. But I mean, but now the basic groundwork is done. But remember, like in 2020, if someone says the objective is to propose to devise injection in 6 months, 2 months, but it looks like it's not possible without any collaboration, without any detailed methodology and all. So we need to be see the feasibility, and the objectives need to be very specific. They do not reflect title of the study or the statement of the problem. It's not like you just copy paste the title and or the it should be the specific objectives to bring that outcome. And no literature review or relevant reference. And sometimes literature review is without any proper references. We do not cite the references. We just simply write the already available literature by only consulting 3, 5 papers and all. And sometimes, like in objectives, what we do, like we do not take care about what our proposal is. We just mention the objectives which are very weird and which are this complete looks like completely different from the area we are talking about or the problem we are talking about. It they looks very different. So we need to keep the alignment, and then we need and another common mistake we do, like we give inadequate information on methodology. No doubt methodology needs to be very clear and very complete, or is the biggest part. But if there is no need of unwanted information, then we need not to give that information. Only we need to be specific. Giving, it's not like any exam we are writing, the marks will be given to the uh, uh, student who will write 4 pages. But here, what matters is the quality. Even if you write in few sentences or in few pages, that will be good enough, rather than if you just cover all the pages but give inadequate information, that is not acceptable. And then you give inappropriate time frame and schedule of activities which are too ambitious. Here also you need to give the things which you think are really feasible, and then no justification for budget. You are proposing I need 2 lakhs, 1K, or but you are not giving any justification where you need it. For example, you write I need this much budget for buying consumable, but which kind of consumable, why you need it, and you need to mention, then it will be more clear to evaluator, like you need this for to perform this research. So if you miss somehow by the just to justify the budget, then also it gives it's give a big point to reject your proposal. And either you are asking too much budget sometime without knowing properly the cost of the instruments or whatever you need, or sometimes you ask very little. So both way depicts that you don't have the proper knowledge. So it gives negative impact. So all these things we have to keep in mind. So these were all the errors we do. So this is all about. Thank you very much. And now I'm open for any queries you have, and I will be happy to answer or discuss them.
If any candidate has any query, they can ask.
Any queries from the participants? If you have any queries, you can ask to ma'am or you can write in the chat box.
I will stop sharing my screen now.
Yes, ma'am. If you have any queries, you can ask to ma'am, and kindly stay here on the same platform. Soon we will start the valedictory session.
Thank you, Dr. Ismail. I think there is a one comment. The slides are simple. Thank you. If you have any question, feel free to ask, or because all the topics have been covered nicely during the past 4 days, it's just a kind of summary to brush up our knowledge.
I think there is no query, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your valuable time, and I hope we can invite you for our next FDP and for our next sessions.
Thank you.
At 2:30, we will start our valedictory session. Till then,
project, and the all experts give us knowledge about various research methodologies and data analysis. They give very valuable views enhancing research paper writing and publication skills. They shown wonderful views about resources of literature review and preventing plagiarism and accurately citation sources. And last, our today's expert give us more and more knowledge. Thank a lot of Purnima College of Jaipur, R&D Cell PC Jaipur, and MATEC Thinking Foundation Fazilka. Thank you so much.
thank you, ma'am, for providing honest feedback and valuable suggestions.
Okay.
Now, I would like to request the Director, Purnima College of Engineering, Dr. Mahesh Gundele, sir, for the welcome address.
Good afternoon, one and all.
Good afternoon, sir.
Honorable Chief Guest of this afternoon, Professor Jay Shukla, Professor of Department of Mathematics, SVNIT Gujarat, the dignitaries, organizing team, and their participant friends. It's indeed great pleasure that we have come to an end of 5-day FDP on a very important topic, enhancing this research paper writing and publication skill of our faculty members particularly. Research paper writing and publication is an art, as I told in the beginning also. The experts have delivered contents to you. It's not like a technological training that actually is provided and then hands-on is being taken at the same time along the FDP. However, some short practice is possible, which can be included in the future FDPs whenever Shilpi Jain plans it in such case, because it's purely the contents, the techniques, the methodologies can be defined and explained to you. The participants must have taken notes of the lectures, and the contents will be also provided to them. However, what is required is that they should implement whatever they have learned during these 5 days. They should try to write different kinds of paper, short paper for a conference, some targeting some journal, one paper, based on whatever kind of project work you have or your students have done. Unless you do that, you will not remember what is taught, what is that is you made you to learn during these 5 days. You will forget it. Sorry. So it was just continue. So I mean to say the participants should really practice it. I heard that 180 participants have attended this very great achievement. So out of 180, all should practice to some extent whatever concepts have been taught and try to publish the paper in the conference or a journal. If it succeeds, if you succeed, then there will be success of this FDP. Otherwise, not. That is the real achievement of and the experts from IITs, NITs, and triple IITs have delivered the research. It means that the contents are delivered are of very good quality. It's now up to you to practice it, to teach your students, your colleagues, the similar kind of concept so that you and your colleagues succeed. So I am thankful to Professor Shukla for accepting the invitation to be the chief guest of this valedictory session. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Surely these points will be implemented in future FDPs. Thank you very much, sir. Dr. A.K. Shukla is indeed a prominent figure in the Applied Mathematics and Humanities Department at an SVNIT Surat in India. His extensive expertise spans various domains of mathematics with a significant focus on special functions, integral transforms, and fractional calculus. In his role as an educator, Dr. Shukla imparts knowledge to students across a spectrum of courses ranging from foundational engineering mathematics to more specialized subjects like real analysis and linear algebra. His commitment to teaching is evident in his efforts to cultivate understanding and passion for mathematics among his students. Dr. Shukla's contributions extend beyond the classroom. Through his research endeavors, he delves into complex mathematical theories and their practical applications. His work, published in reputable national and international journals, reflects his dedication to advancing mathematical knowledge and addressing real world problems. As a professor, Dr. A.K. Shukla plays a pivotal role in shaping the academic landscape of his institution, nurturing budding mathematicians and making significant contributions to the broader field of mathematics. Let's welcome Professor Ajay Shukla to enlighten us on this occasion. Please, sir.
Good afternoon, everybody. Respected Mahesh Bundela, sir, Director of the Institute, Vice Principal, Shilpi Jain, Madam, another participant, those indirectly involved in this course. I think this is first. I would really very much happy for this title of this course, that is enhancing the research paper writing and the publication. This is really wonderful topic. And first, I would like to congratulate to all the members, Shilpi and this Meher Chandji, and also other members. I think this topic of this, looking at the topic of this, that is enhancing research paper writing. Paper writing really very important part in the research. And basically here, how to communicate our view, our ideas to the some second person and the reviewer also. Sometimes I have seen so many good papers are there, but author failed to explain properly. As a result, you will get as a result reject that paper with the comment paper is written very poorly. So I think this is very wonderful talk, and this is basically always I also encourage here also in our student. First thing, and then how to put our view, our idea to the other people. So this is very important. So I think the communication skill, this is really wonderful. And basically in India, and we are English, so our native is not English. So sometimes we come to some mistakes, and we could not, we past, we could not express our feelings, our ideas, our work to the other people. I think this is most important. So this, looking at the importance of this can be done properly and very proper manner, and we must encourage our colleague, our student to write down the paper in very good pattern, basically, especially the English point of view. And I always say in our department also to contact the person those whose native is English, and who basically suppose faculty member of English department, to go and consult with them to how to write the paper, and we also this program started in our MSc curriculum activity for our MSc program, that a student does with the concerned teacher, and they will discuss how to write your work, how to write your project work. So I think this is a very, very good job, and I also like to suggest to you that I think school college level, at your college level, you must encourage your research scholar to contact with the teacher also, and how to write the paper. First, I would like to suggest you for some papers of you to go to Proceeding American Mathematical Society, Journal of Journal Mathematical Analysis and Application, some other journal like this. So first take the paper and see how to write the paper. So this is most important point of view. So this is really very wonderful task. This is really wonderful program, and I appreciate all of you for the program. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Your presence in this program have given us strength and guidance to provide valuable efforts in the field of research. Thank you so much, sir, for the words of wisdom. Towards the end of this valedictory session, I would like to request Dr. Nitesh Mudgal, Department of Electronics, Purnima College of Engineering, Jaipur, for vote of thanks. Please, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone. Respected Professor Ajay Shukla, Department of Mathematics, Sardar Vallabhbhai, National Institute of Technology, Gujarat, India. Respected Professor Mahesh Bungile, Director and Principal, Purnima College of Engineering, Jaipur. Respected Professor Pankaj Vipla, Vice Principal, Purnima College of Engineering, Jaipur. Respected Professor Silpi Jain, Convener of FDP, Purnima College of Engineering, Jaipur. Esteemed speaker, faculty members, and participants. Federal Development Program on Enhancing Research Paper and Writing and Publication Skills, jointly organized by Purnima College of Engineering, Jaipur, India, and MedTech Thinking Foundation, Fazilka, India. It is my privilege to extend a heartfelt expression of gratitude on behalf of Purnima College of Engineering, Jaipur to all those who have contributed to the success of this event. First and foremost, our sincere appreciation goes to our revered chief guest, Professor Ajay Shukla, Department of Mathematics, Sardar Vallabhbhai, National Institute of Technology, Gujarat, for gracing this occasion with your profound insights and wisdoms. Your presence has added immense value to our program, and your words will continue to inspire us as we move forwards. We are also immensely grateful to our eminent speakers for their invaluable guidance and expertise throughout this FDP. With their enlightening sessions, have broadened our perspectives and enriched our knowledge, leaving an indelible mark on all of us. I express my deepest gratitude to Professor Mahesh Gundure, Director and Principal, Purna College of Engineering, and Professor Pankaj Jemla, Vice Principal, Purna College of Engineering, and management of Purna Group for their all kind of support and motivation in organizing this faculty development program. I express my deepest gratitude to Dr. Professor Silpi Jain, convener of this FDP. I would also express sincere thanks to the dedicated faculty member of this FDP who have worked tirelessly behind the scene to organize and execute this program flawlessly, especially Dr. Neha Mehla and Dr. Akshay. Your commitment to professional development is truly commendable, and it is undoubtedly made this FDP a resounding success. A special word of thanks to Dr. Meher Chand for their unconditional support to organize this FDP. I would like to thank all the participants who have actively engaged in the discussion, shared their experience, and made this learning journey a collaborative and enriching experience for everyone involved. Your enthusiasm and eagerness to learn have been the driving force behind the success of the program. Last but not least, our sincere gratitude to the Amazon community, volunteers, technical support staff, and everyone else who have contributed their time, effort, and expertise to make this event a grand success. Wishing you all continued success and fulfillment in your professional and personal pursuits. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone, for your patience, hearing, and valuable time. Now I request everyone to open your front camera for the group photograph. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for making this faculty development program a successful one.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.